Everybody, JayC here, and welcome to another Thursday night live stream. And we got a lot to cover today because we had a hell of a lot of news come out today, especially for G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Day. So I thought we'd talk a lot about that. I'm actually bringing someone on here to chat with me tonight, so I'm not just rambling by myself here. So I want to welcome ToyNewman, as he likes to go by.
What's up, everybody?
For those of you who don't know, Rich, his real name, he's actually an artist who does a lot of trading card artwork for like Star Wars and stuff. So you may have owned some of his trading cards.
Yeah.
He also helps out with me with some news postings on TNI and stuff as well. So
helps out.
Welcome him on board.
I thought my fingers were going to fall off today.
Yeah, it was just one news story after another.
And between McFarlane and Hasbro.
All right, so let's do a quick roll call, just see who is here with us tonight. So I definitely see Everett is in the house. So welcome, Everett. We've got Coco in the house. What's up? Everett says, no Shuma Gorath. No, not yet. I don't know if we'll ever get him. Maybe it'll be this year's HasLab. Michael is in the house. What's up?
I'd love a Shumagorath figure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would, but I don't know. It depends on what size they do them. If they do them like Capcom video game size, they could probably just do a regular release. If they do them like super large size, then obviously it would need to be something like a HasLab.
I used to piss everybody off playing him.
Collectorverse is in the house. What's up? Hopefully Mattel makes a lot of the actors that we see in Revolution. Yeah, like the characters and the figures. Yeah, I agree.
Except Rio Blast.
Yeah. ToyNewman doesn't like Rio Blast for some reason. He's like the Wild Bill of Masters of the Universe. I mean, what's not to like? And apparently, I guess the guy who voices him is a close friend to Kevin Smith. So I guess he also voiced. I was watching a podcast with Kevin Smith, and I guess the guy also voiced Fisto in the first season, but didn't really have many speaking parts for Fisto this season.
I can't tell you how many times I've screamed, I want to fist that guy.
See, DJ is in the house. So it looks like we got a pretty full house here. Paul is in the house. What's up?
What's up, Paul? Nice to meet everybody. I'm usually the ghost watching this, and then I'm the one texting Jay while he's trying to pay attention.
Jay's Toy Collection UK is in the house. What's up? Blake is in the house. What's up, my friend? It's been a while since I've seen you in the live stream. Hope all is well. Articulated Doom. Mr. Allmine. Julio. Yeah, we definitely got a full house. So for today's agenda, I'm hoping we'll wait till the end just because it's been a week. So I figure most of you hopefully have seen Masters of the Universe Revolution on Netflix. But just in case there's a few of you who haven't, we'll wait till the end to start talking spoilers for that. But it's been over a week, so definitely want to go into some in-depth discussions about the episodes and stuff.
What's
up?
You didn't even give me an hour. You kept asking me questions.
It was so good. I was like, man, have you watched it yet? I was so like, I liked Revolution or Revelation, but I did think this season was so much better than Revelation. I mean, I like you. We were talking off camera, and you told me how like it felt more like He-Man, and I agree. It felt, it had more of that classic He-Man cartoon. I mean, it wasn't silly like often the original cartoon was, but it definitely had more of a feel.
Yeah, it had a lot of 2002 feel to it. That's the way I.
They incorporated a lot from not just the original cartoon, but from the comics, the recent DC comics, and and the 2000X cartoon series. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think and I mean, the fact that they even canonized the movie, the live action movie, I mean, that to me is kind of funny that
Hey,
they
they got
actually.
me to like Gwildor. That was like an impossible feat.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just like, I mean, obviously, I didn't having Gwildor there, but they actually, when I guess we're going to talk a few minor spoilers here, but
Everybody
like
knows Gwildor.
our Man at Arms was like, our adventures together, through space, referring to, them traveling to Earth and everything. And then you actually saw in the background outside Gwildor's house the car that they ended up teleporting back to Eternia in that movie. So um, I was surprised they didn't actually show the cosmic key because they referenced it a little bit, but they didn't actually show the cosmic key, even though the action figure does come with
They should have brought Lubbock into it.
that.
He did live on Eternia at the end of the movie.
Oh, you're right. Unfortunately, I think the actor who played him has since passed away, so they
Yeah,
probably didn't want to bring him in since he was no longer around. But that would have been a cool little Easter egg cameo.
I did. I did miss Beastman though.
Yeah. Well, the one thing about this season was like, especially Skeletor's henchmen, like while they popped in the background here and there, other than like Evil Lynn, which I guess is just Lynn now, um, had no speaking parts.
Yeah,
Well, okay, too bad. When they brought him in, had some speaking parts, but
I guess Henry.
that was it.
I guess Henry Rollins wasn't available to voice Triclops this time.
Yeah, Triclops and Trapjaw had no speaking parts. Merman wasn't even in it. Neither
I
was
didn't expect
Beastman.
him to be in it, being Kevin
Well,
Conrad as the
and
voice.
Kevin Conray having passed away, if they bring Merman back, they'll have to find someone new to voice him. But even like, I would have thought they would have brought Stinkor in just so Kevin Smith's buddy Jason Mewes would have gotten another role.
I had no idea that was him until like my fourth or fifth watching of that.
Uh, yeah, I think I'd seen in an interview that Smith mentioned him having that part. So besides, and we'll get back more into Masters, but and ToyNewman has actually some of the newer Masters of the Universe figures in hand. So he's actually got Mechaneck. I'm jealous. That's one of the ones that I've wanted to get with the newer releases. And he wasn't really in the cartoon, was he? I don't remember him.
He was in Revelation.
Yeah, but he didn't make an appearance in this one.
No, even Ram Man didn't say anything this time.
I think he had like one line when he was ramming somebody, like when they were in a Scareglow's domain. I think I want to say they had he said like one line or something.
Mechaneck comes with like a giant neck piece too. I gotta take out my bag of crap.
So his neck doesn't actually raise up. You've got to replace the neck.
And each piece is jointed.
Well, that's cool.
So you can also, well, I guess I'll show it now. His weapon becomes like, I forget what it's called, the pirate thing, the one-eyed thing that Jack Sparrow uses. And you can make it longer. So it's kind of like he's the lookout for the team. But
Let me.
it's pretty cool. What the hell's that thing called that Jack Sparrow has?
What, the telescope or
the periscope type thing? So like, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're talking about.
It's pretty cool. And then each of his neck pieces are like segmented, so you can make it as long as you want. I just got this on the weekend.
How long? Hold it up. I can't. You're off camera, so I can't see. Is that as long as the neck goes?
Yeah.
And
I'll put it on Mechaneck for you. Hold on.
So I guess if you bought multiples, and I'm not advocating that, but I guess if you bought multiples, you could make it's kind of like the Marvel Legends Stiltman, where you could like
If
make him
if
incredibly
one of those
tall.
for like $8, I'd probably buy a bunch of them.
Nice, and it's
Yeah,
sturdy.
yeah.
Like
I
it's
mean,
not wow. It's a little wobbly,
but like I'm not really being careful with it. And
that's
he comes with
cool.
a cool shield too. Gotta figure out this
That's
camera.
that's new, right? Because I don't. The original toy didn't have a shield.
Nope. And he's got the
What is it? What's on the shield? Is that a bird or something?
front. Yeah, it's the front of Now I'm all of a sudden
The
my
sky
neck.
sled?
Yeah, the front of the sky sled.
Yeah, that's weird. He's got that on a
And
shield.
he's got the his eyes are made of like that silvery paint.
Yeah, that's like the Origins one.
Yeah. Well, I don't collect that line.
That was like one of the last figures I bought from
I
Origins.
did not buy Triclops because I like the Revelation one, and as you know, I have the big classics collection in another room. But I like it's pretty cool. I don't know why his weapon has a hole in the end of it, but
What is his weapon?
it's his usual club, but it comes apart. So let me put him down because he's a pain in the butt.
Huh.
So it's his usual club, but it splits.
Is that like an extra neck extension piece?
I guess if he wanted to have a gold neck.
That's weird.
Yeah, I thought mine was missing a piece because it looks like it would have like a ball in the middle of it for like if you were going to stick something in it. So maybe another figure will come with something you can stick in the end of it.
Yeah.
But he's pretty awesome. Like I would recommend him to anybody that collects Masterverse.
Yeah, that's definitely on my must-have list.
I forgot to tell you that I even got it until about 20 minutes before we were going on.
I know. I was like, how do you even have that yet already? Paul Mart. You said you got it from Paul Mart, right?
Yeah, Paul Mart store.
Yeah, the guy gets every Masters Universe figure in before anybody else.
He gets the Jada stuff too. Like he just got Mega Man's Fireman in too. But I'm not a big Mechanic fan, but I like this figure. I'm putting it over here because I know I'll knock it over.
Just looking through the comments here. Blake says telescope or eyeglass, spyglass. Zim says,
if we weren't on camera, I'd know all these words off the top of my head. For some reason, my brain's like, nah. This is my big bag of Masterverse parts.
what's Snarp doing in there?
So I don't lose it. I've also got Rita Repulsa's little thing too. This one
you gotta have your own bag for Thundercat parts, right?
Oh, I have a whole bin for Thundercat parts. Unlike you, I have all the Ultimate figures.
Eric says only 5 episodes, not enough time for flunkies to have speaking roles. Was a tight run. Yeah. So
we had quite a discussion about that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you had time today because I know you were so busy posting up all the breaking news, but I don't know if you had time to watch that Kevin Smith Fat Man podcast that I posted this morning.
I was going to watch
he talks in pretty detail about like why it was 5 episodes, and he understands, that some of it came fast, but basically, well, he did 5 because essentially Netflix told him so. Their algorithm basically told them that your show needs to be 5 episodes for it to perform better, and I guess he was right because I'm pretty sure this one has been performing better, but he was like, basically, I understand kind of off a little rushed at times, but better to be rushed than to be slow and boring and lose viewers, I guess. And like the biggest thing I was disappointed about was I was hoping that there was like I'm kind of glad they did this as a 5-part kind of self-contained. I mean, they left a little bit at the end for next time, to leave us wanting more. But for the most part, this was a fairly self-contained story. Like the revolution is over, right? So whatever the next, if we get more episodes, it's going to be called something else. Whereas like in Revelation, where they filmed it as 10 episodes and then broke it in half, like, and you were just kind of left hanging for months, to see what happened next. And I think that in large part helped create some of the people's dislike for the series. I think if people had watched it all as one thing, I think it would have probably been received a little better, because I felt like the second part of Revelation was better than the first part.
Yeah,
I mean, the
definitely.
first part was setting up the story, so I understand that, but I think more of the action and everything was in the second part. So I think if everyone had watched it as like one big long movie, it would have come off better. But
I just felt
so,
that Hordak was rushed.
yeah, I agree. I mean, it would have been nice if we got a little more backstory on Hordak and the Horde. I mean, I've never, like, I have not read the comics in detail as much, and like, so like Horde Prime, I know of him. I've seen him mentioned. He was mentioned in that recent She-Ra series
He was
as
just a big
well.
in the cartoon.
But he was never, or like I think he was mentioned once in the original Filmation cartoon.
No, he was in a lot of it.
Horde Prime.
Yeah, he was just a hand.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I don't even
I
really
barely
remember.
watched. I only watched She-Ra when I was a kid, but I remember Horde Prime.
Yeah, I remember him being mentioned once, but I don't remember. And like maybe they showed his hand or something, but I don't think he was really, you know. But I guess Hordak works for Horde Prime. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is like Hordak a clone or something? Or I mean,
I don't know what I don't know what he is. I think he's like Horde Prime is more like the dark side, or as other people correct me, Dark Seed, which I'll never say.
oh, you're talking about DC.
Yeah. So he's kind of like just the
Comics.
guy that runs everything while everybody else does the work.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, but it's kind of a weird name. Like Hordak sounds like a name. Like if I was going to have an army and my name was Hordak, I'd call it the Horde, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Horde Prime just sounds like a weird name. And then to have another guy named Hordak it's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And like I knew about, well, let's hold off because I want to wait till the end before we really dive deep into spoilers from the cartoon. So we'll get
Yeah.
back to this discussion. Let's see. Eric says She-Ra was a very good show for its time. Are you talking about the original cartoon or the more recent one? I definitely I enjoyed She-Ra. Like I never bought a single She-Ra toy, from the 80s because they were obviously geared for girls. They were more dolls to me than action figures.
There you go. Hordak is Horde Prime's brother. I knew that.
Oh, his brother. Gotcha. So it's a family operation. So that makes a little more sense. But
Maybe he's the more
yeah.
successful brother.
The what?
He's the more successful brother. That's why he gets the prime.
Have we seen Horde Prime in the comics, or like do we know what he looks like, or
Only in I think Classics was the thing that revealed what he looked like.
oh, they made an action figure of him?
Yeah, I have him in the other room. I wouldn't be able to get him now though. If you look it up online, you could. Yeah, but in Classics they made Horde Prime.
See, I didn't know they made a figure of him.
I didn't care for the new She-Ra show. I bailed out after the first season.
I think, how many seasons were there? I forget.
4 or 5.
I think I made it to season 3, and then I didn't other things took over in my life, and I never got back to it. So, and it did start to get a little annoying with like the
And I thought that Hordak looked like CM Punk in that show.
Yeah, I mean, I always take a lot of the animation with this stuff with a grain of salt. But I thought the story was okay in the first couple seasons, but then it started to get annoying when every episode was like She-Ra and Catra arguing with each other and stuff.
It became very anime-ish for me. Like that's a lot of my anime shows were like. The people, it's a red and black figure if you're looking for it.
Yeah, flip over.
There you go.
I guess
he had a helmet too. There it is on the floor. It's a pain in the butt to get it to stay on. In the other picture they have.
This one?
Nope. Up one more. There it is.
Oh, this one. Oh, I do kind of remember this figure now. No. I never had it, but I do remember it.
I remember they were like, when you got that figure in your sub, everybody was like, don't post any spoiler pictures. Show him what he looks like under the helmet.
So this is based on the comics? This is how he looked in the comics, or?
I have no idea. I think they based that of what he would look like if he was in Filmation, but the updated body and stuff. There's the bio there.
Let's look at the evil dictator of a galaxy-spanning empire. The tyrannical Horde Prime rules from his throne on Horde World. What is it with I was explaining the premise of the Masters of the new Masters of the Universe show to my wife, and I was like, so there's Eternia, the planet, and then there's Eternia, the kingdom.
Eterno.
And then there's Eternia, the afterworld.
Well, no. It's Eternos is the capital now, and then Preternia is the
let's see, like
they're gonna die.
Well, like, especially like in the original cartoon,
they didn't explain that stuff.
Yeah, they always just referred to where the castle where the king lived as Eternia, right?
Yeah.
And then they never showed the afterlife, the 3 tower thing in the original cartoon.
I still can't get used to Orko like making actual magic work.
He was kind of a badass in this Revolution series.
Yeah,
I guess Orko the White is pretty powerful, I guess. So anyway, so Horde World, so another original name, systematically wiping out many of the cosmic enforcers. So I wonder if that's a prelude of what we might see in the next season.
If we get one.
Yeah. I think we'll get one. I almost the reception. The show stayed in the top 10 for several days. Like
I'm doing my best to make sure it gets a lot of viewing.
Yeah. So anyway, gained his greatest triumph when he infected his arch enemy Hero. So bringing in another, and I never understood the whole Hero thing either. But anyway,
I still don't.
With a mind wiping techno-organic virus, and banished him to the far-off magical planet of Eternia. Knowing his scheming younger brother ambitions, Anila sent him on a foolish quest to ensure Hero was defeated, never realizing that in doing so he would set about. Sorry, it's hard to follow the.
It's hard to read.
About a defeat of the hands of the twin warriors He-Man and She-Ra. Destined series of events that 5 millennia later would lead to his defeat at the hands of the twin warriors He-Man and She-Ra. So interesting. I wonder, did Scott Nylick write the bio cards for these characters?
I believe so. It sounded like him. There's an attack of the 50-foot woman on the front page.
What is it? This Timber Getch.
Brightly colored attack of the 50-foot woman.
Another remake, because Hollywood cannot do anything original anymore.
Did you see the name for Beetlejuice 2? It's just called Beetlejuice.
Well, that actually makes sense for a Beetlejuice sequel, since it was Beetlejuice. So I could live with that.
I thought it was genius.
But I got to be honest, I think I've only seen the original Beetlejuice movie once in its entirety. Like I'll occasionally watch bits and pieces when it's on TV or something, but I think I've only watched that movie once in its entirety back when it originally came out.
The movie has Otho in it.
Has what?
Otho. He's also in Demolition Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not as big a Beetlejuice fan as I know there are a lot of them out there, but it just
the cartoon is the best.
I don't even think I've ever watched the cartoon.
Oh,
I think
either
did
world.
everything in the 80s have a cartoon with it? I mean,
Yeah, from Alf the Beetlejuice, Back to the Future, Karate Kid, they all had cartoons. Did you ever watch the Karate Kid cartoon?
I did watch that a few times.
That was the weirdest non-movie cartoon I've ever watched. Like Mr. Miyagi would send them on like death jobs.
Was it the actual? I don't remember. Was it the actual actors doing the voice acting, or
wasn't even close?
I think the thing that stands out the most to me with like some of those cartoons that were on NBC, because I always remember like in the comic books, there'd be NBC would always take out a big giant page because that's where Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and the Hulk and stuff aired on NBC. So I guess they got special rates or something to advertise in the comics. So they'd always have a big like double page advertisement for the new Saturday morning cartoons on NBC. And I remember the Karate Kid being one of those cartoons that they promoted on that.
Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends has the one thing they'll never make in Marvel Legends that I'd buy: the Magneto Mobile.
The Magneto Mobile?
Yep, I'd buy. I don't care how much it could be a HasLab. I'd plunk down the money for that in a second.
You know, I don't actually remember what episode was that in, because
I
remember the X-Men episode where the Juggernaut comes.
I don't think I can bring it up on screen if I find it.
I don't remember the Magneto Mobile. I remember. Was it? Which one had the Australian sounding Wolverine? Was it that or that?
I think it was
X-Men
that one.
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember him like taking a piece of fruit, like a bunch of, like there was a fruit bowl, and he took his claw and he like skewered all the fruit on his claw and then started eating.
The other thing I like too is Magneto was the color of Hulk Hogan in that episode. He was like red and yellow. Of course I can't find it.
I don't remember Magneto in the Spider-Man Amazing Friend, because I remember the episode with, I remember 2 episodes with the X-Men. I remember the Juggernaut episode, and then there was one with, I want to say like Arcade. Was it Arcade that they were fighting, and they like
it was
put them in?
It was called the Prison Plot.
Wasn't that with Arcade though, where like he captures them and like,
yeah,
or like he has them in the mansion or something, and like
I know there's a Magneto Mobile because my friend every year sends it to me when they announce the HasLab. He goes, "They didn't do it again." I'm sure someone in the comments will know.
3M says it. Yeah, it was that one shot, the Pride of X-Men. That, other than Wolverine sounding Australian, that was a pretty good cartoon. I mean, that kind of was the precursor to the X-Men animated series, but
maybe Wolverine on the Dreadnoks.
Blake says Juggernaut and X-Men was the best. Yeah, I remember that episode fondly. I mean, that Spider-Man's Amazing Friends was
ahead of its time.
Yeah, I mean, people often reference like the Fox X-Men animated series and Spider-Man animated series, but I don't think Spider-Man's Amazing Friends gets enough credit.
I doubt you would notice this. I don't know if you did, but you ever notice in the 90s X-Men and Spider-Man show, whenever anybody was talking, they were always moving their head like this?
No,
it used to drive me crazy when I watched the show.
I remember like you'd get animation errors where like some strange random character would just pop up in the background and then never be seen again. Of course, that happened a lot in 80s cartoons.
Oh, it's not Arcade in the Spider-Man Amazing Friend. It's Cyberiac. I don't even know how to. There it is. Zim knows it's the Magneto Magnetron vehicle, and he has it. He has it.
It's called the Magneto Magnetron.
It's the stupidest thing. Why would Magneto need a car?
I don't know. Why does Spider-Man need a car?
Then again, Todd McFarlane just made a Brainiac ship that looks like a Mario Kart. So
Henry says that wasn't arcade. That was some cyborg dude. Oh, that's right. You're right. It was the ex-boyfriend of Firestar. I do remember that.
now I'm looking up pictures of the Magnetron car.
Blake says three-wheeled vehicle.
Oh, that thing is so cool.
So they made a toy of this Magneto mobile?
Yeah, actually, I guess I was wrong. It was in the X. Look it up. I don't know if I can send you the link. Hold on. I'll text
What's
it to
it
you.
called? What was it called? Magneto's what?
Magneto Magnetron. It looks like a sled.
Oh, yeah. I remember this. This toy. I don't remember it being in any cartoon. On what site this is.
Oh, I found it. That's not the one I'm talking about. I'm going to text it to you, and then you can look it up.
Okay. So this is the Magneto Magnetron. So this was a Toy Biz.
This is Magneto's car. This is what I want a toy of. I don't know what show this is from if it's not from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. There's even a picture of him in traffic.
There. Oh. Yeah.
See? I want a toy of that.
He's like getting gas.
And why is he red and yellow?
That's not Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, though, is it?
What show is that from, then? I know. It's burned in my brain.
I don't know what that's from, but I don't think that's Spider-Man's Amazing Friends.
It's like for years, me and my friends were looking for, I don't know if you remember this, when Sting was in the Sprite commercial and the kid wins wrestling lessons from him and he goes to his house and beats him up in the commercial.
I kind of remember that.
And for years, we all thought we made it up in our brains. But
I remember.
I found that.
I remember Mean Joe Green stealing the coke from the kid, but I don't remember Sting.
Just like Sting was in one of those R.L. Stine shows where the kid gives out his phone number and he comes to school and throws him through a wall.
I had when I was growing up, I was always a WWE or WWF fan, but my friend, he swore that WCW was better than the WWE, and he was a huge Sting fan. And
Henry says that's from the Amazing Spider-Man show, which is before Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
That makes more sense because that animation looks like something.
I knew. I want them to make that car. I'm gonna tweet that to Dan Young tomorrow. I'm gonna write that down right now.
Yeah, that animation looks like from the 70s.
They'll sell at least one of those because I'll buy it.
And it looks like it doesn't have wheels from.
It was Goosebumps, Rashid. It definitely was Goosebumps.
It looks like it floats, so I don't know why he needs gas. Because I'm assuming he powers it with his own Magneto.
This is my favorite comment from the chat. It says, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Judge, we're talking about this Magneto mobile. Yeah, I'll bring it back up.
The one in traffic's even better than I sent you.
Oh, there's another one.
That guy has no bones in his leg. There. Looks like he's driving next to Prune Face from Dick Tracy.
And you can tell that guy is going like, what the fuck is that? But I gotta be honest. I think that Magneto looks funnier than the car itself.
I just know that I've wanted a toy of that for years, just for nostalgia stakes.
Like in that picture, it looks more like a car, but in this one, it looks more like just like a floating.
And what is he doing? Asking for directions?
I think he's getting gas. I think he's telling the guy to fill it up, or either that, or he's. It looks like he's using his powers to steal the gas from the gas station.
That would just make it explode in real life.
He doesn't care. He just makes a force field protector.
His helmet's not even on his head. He has like a 5 head there. Thanos' helicopter. See what happens when you have me on the stream? I bring up weird things.
Like I never remembered the Thanos helicopter until I think it came up during the first season of Loki, and then all of a sudden that's all anyone could talk about was Thanos' helicopter.
Telling you, we got to get a campaign going to get that car made. We can't even get a full Blackbird, and I want to make a car.
You let Dan Young know that should be this year's HasLab.
They'd sell all 2 of them because you'd probably buy one. I don't know. I look at Thanos like Peter Griffin. Why does Peter Griffin have a helicopter?
I know. Like what that was from the comics, right? That first the helicopter appeared in the comics, right? Was it a regular? Was it like a what the or something like that, or was it?
No, I don't collect a lot of Marvel books, but when something funny happens, my friend texts me pictures, and it was a Thanos helicopter.
Yeah, I don't remember. That must have been before. That must have been like in the 70s or something.
That's an underrated comment, Magneto. I said unleaded, you fool.
Briam says Rey Mysterio did stunt work for Freddy versus Jason. I did not know that. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
You're a big wrestling fan. I'd expect you to.
I am not a Rey Mysterio fan, though. Wow, we just went off we haven't even talked about toys at all.
Well, we showed your He-Man.
Yeah,
but I do have so we can move into unboxing. So I've got this package arrived today. It was from Mattel. I was not expecting it. It just showed up. So I'm thinking it's probably some wrestling figures.
You can just put my name on the box and send it on out.
Because I only
what were those fancy scissors you had there?
Oh yeah. Gotta be careful with those sharp.
Isn't that why it has the other side of the scissors on the handles?
That's a bottle opener.
I thought that you could use that to open boxes. That's what I do with it.
Well, this is a bottle opener. I don't know what this is for, but it's not very sharp, so I don't think it would do a great job. The only thing I ever get from Mattel are wrestling figures.
And you don't even like wrestling.
Right. Would it kill them to send me some Masters of the Universe figures? No, we won't do that, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm guessing this is the new retro box set that recently went up on the Mattel Creations website.
Oh, Mr. Dreads, I know what's coming.
Yeah, so your Hulk Hogan figure.
Woohoo! I have like 50 Hulk Hogan figures, and you ask me the same question every time. How many Hulk Hogans do you need?
I like Hogan, but I have one Hulk Hogan figure. That's it.
I have him in red.
Now I have two, but
soon it'll be one. Jay Quinn Comics says, "How you doing tonight?"
Hey, what's up, Quinn? He's you couldn't tell he runs a comic book store, his own comic book store.
I never would have guessed.
So Big John Studd. Muhammad Ali, the referee.
I feel like there's a Muhammad Ali figure in every series of wrestling now.
Well, yeah, they get these last year it was Mr. T, right? Mr.
Yeah.
T was in every. So for the life of me, this Wendy Richter, I don't remember this wrestler at all.
Wendy Richter?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I watched a lot of wrestling.
Not Wendy Richter.
You can definitely tell with this hairstyle, she's a wrestler from the 80s.
Without Wendy Richter, there would be no ladies wrestling right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to be honest with you. I don't really remember a lot of women's wrestling in the 80s. Like, I remember some of the managers who were women, but I don't remember. It wasn't until like the 90s that they really started doing a lot of women wrestling that I remember. I mean, I know there was like Moolah and what was the other lady that
Sensational
the two old ladies that they would always bring out together.
The fabulous Moolah and Mae Young.
Yeah.
Then there was
I remember when they brought them out when they were old, like in the 90s and stuff. But I don't remember when they were actually.
I remember Moolah. I think Mae Young was way before my time.
And then your Hulk Hogan,
little Hulkster, and he actually has legs that you can move to do the leg drop.
He's got his tan. He's quite tan.
Hey, get it right. It's the hot dog tan.
I like how they do the packaging that you can open without damaging it.
Yeah. I have the NWO ones from Ringside.
So I'm going to open that's taped.
Don't be damaging it. This is the only retros I bought, Jay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got like leg kicking
action. Oh, nice. That was one of the biggest things I hated in those figures when Hulk Hogan he did the press slam, the bear hug, and I forget what the other. Oh, and the punch. And I hated it because he never could do the leg drop.
I'm trying to tell. So does the leg pop up when he moves his arm, or does it just? I guess it just pops up.
That figure's good because you can do the big boot and the leg drop.
So it's only the right leg that pops up.
Don't break it.
Oh, you Hulkamaniacs! It doesn't have a shirt ripping action though. So
no, actually, the first time we got a solid shirt, I think, is the Target 3-pack that I told you I got.
For any wrestling fans, these are available now on the Mattel Creations website. So.
Oh, Everett Esteban said that the Magneto-mobile was in the Hanna-Barbera cartoon of Fantastic Four from the 1970s.
That makes, yeah. I watched a few of those.
Jay, I
remember. Oh, yeah, the Battle Armor He-Man?
That's the best He-Man, the Revelation one that they've made.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he has jaundice.
Where's the Battle Armor?
In the bag.
I like how they explain the Battle Armor in
It comes with plates too, but I'm not digging that out of the bottom of the bag. But I can open, if I can get this open. You pop it out from the front here.
Lift it up a little bit.
And then it pops out, but I can't get it out, and I don't want to. Oh, here we go. Pop it from this way. And it has a damaged one.
I do miss the
the smack.
Just push the chest and it would do it automatically.
You could be like the Mondo one where it's magnetized, but the magnet's not strong enough, so it just falls off on the floor.
Yeah. DJ says put the battle armor on Snarf.
Battle armor Snarf. Make him more cooler. I used to beat the hell out of my battle armor figures when I was a kid because I used to like smacking the chests. Does that Hogan come with excuses? I'm not.
He-Man.
It's awesome. Like, I have to say, when I got it, I was really impressed. Except I don't like the battle armor on it because it makes him look like a Rob Liefeld drawing.
I liked how like he would put it on, put it on his chest in the cartoon, like just the H, and then it like kind of attached itself.
Yeah.
And then like he would push it, and then it would like expand out.
One thing I did not like in Revelations is Battle Cat's voice.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't mind. It wasn't. I didn't mind it as Battle Cat as much, but I did not like Cringer's voice. Like he needed to be more cringery, like as Cringer.
Yeah.
He wasn't chicken. Like the original Cringer would have never been like, everybody stand back and let's jump off the wall and transform into He-Man and Battle Cat. Like he would have been like he would have been cowering in some corner or whatever.
Did you watch let me see if I can find the other plate to show you. There's the battle axe that he comes with.
Yeah. And I like how like he didn't have his power sword, so he needed the battle armor for extra protection, and he was using his axe, which you almost never see him use in the cartoons because he would always have his sword. So I like how they kind of use that as a reason to have him use the axe as opposed to the sword.
I could literally be here for an hour looking for this piece in here. I didn't anticipate anybody asking me to see it.
3M says, I'm glad Battle Cat didn't talk in the 2002 show.
He said that Battle Cat was very regal in the kiddie cartoon that they did, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. He was very Shakespearean. But he comes with another plate, but I don't know where it is. I'm one of those collectors where once I get it set up the way I want it, the extra parts go in the closet to never be seen again.
Mine go in a drawer, but yeah. I pick the parts I like the best on the figure, and then I put the rest in a drawer, and then I'm lucky if I ever see it. That's why, like, when figures come with, like, 20 pairs of hands, I'm just like, why?
I saw someone bring up Dragon Ricky Steamboat. The only thing good about that whole thing was when he used to blow the fire from the stick.
I like Steamboat.
Did you watch it in the early 90s where they had him dress up as a dragon when he came out?
No. Well, I probably did. But I remember more fun. Like, I remember most of those older guys, I remember mostly from the cartoon.
Oh. I have all of those on bootleg DVD.
So I'm opening another box now. This one's from Big Bad Toy Store.
Is that what I think it is?
So it's got a few things in it. So that Big Bad Toy Store, McFarlane store exclusive Red Hood figure.
You know what's funny about that box? That seems like a box that would come to my house, not yours.
Why?
Because it's got McFarlane and Super 7, and that's all the stuff I usually show you that I get.
I bought this figure on a whim just because I kind of liked the look of it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I have the original one, so I didn't get it. It's bad enough that I, on a whim, bought a green Spawn.
A green Spawn?
Yeah, I have this one, the Big Bad Toy Store Spawn.
Oh yeah, is that a glow in the dark one or?
I don't think so.
No. Entertainment Earth had the glow in the dark one.
That one.
Oh yeah. Well, that one does kind of glow in the dark, doesn't it?
No. I guess if you put a black on it.
This is neon. Yeah.
One thing I do love is McFarlane's packaging on those exclusives.
And then so Wave 3 of Super 7's G.I. Joe Ultimates, which you convinced me to get. Well, two things. You were like, "Oh, Wave 3 is so much better than."
It is, and then I didn't buy it.
Like, I got Wave 1, and I wasn't happy with how loose the ankles were, so I didn't get Wave 2. And then you said Wave 2 really sucked.
Yeah, I only got Destro from Wave 2.
And then I've still Wave 2's been on discount at Entertainment Earth for like $30 each, and I've contemplated whether I want to go back and get these. So I'm like, if I really like these in Wave 3, then I might go back and get Wave 2 on discount. But
I'll probably pick up Storm Shadow eventually. Yeah, that one.
Storm Shadow. Yeah. But I mean, the thing, like, I just got all the figures in the Wave, but I mean, I'm so happy with the classified Storm Shadow that even if this is a good figure, I'm like, this is kind of repetitive.
I put them in with my Masters of the Universe classics. I mean, I have on the top of Snake Mountain, I showed you once, Cobra Commander and Destro.
I also got a Captain Carrot. Captain Carrot.
I almost bought that, but then I decided, I was like, I'll just show Jay. I know he wanted that one.
Yeah, like usually with the Platinum, I don't really care, but I like the bright colors on this one. And I have like a whole rabbit collection going because like I have a Star Wars rabbit figure and now a DC rabbit figure and a Masters of the Universe rabbit figure. So you don't realize how popular rabbits are in action figure collecting until
you need the Beast Kingdom Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, I don't think I own a single Beast Kingdom.
I have it. It's right here. The only thing I don't like is his tail is flocked. Just his tail.
Just his tail.
Oh, and his feet. But I love this figure. I was hoping they made all of the characters.
Like, how's the construction on those things? Are they good or?
Define good.
Like, is it gonna break in your hand or?
No, but like his arms are a little floppy.
I guess. If they had made like that style of figure with those recent Looney Tune characters as DC superheroes, I would have gotten those.
They were making the Batman one and it vanished from the site when I was going to order it.
Yeah. So this is the one. This is the main figure. Of course, we just got the reveal today of the classified version, but I wanted Doc, so this was the main reason why I decided to get this wave. And I had heard rumors that like Hasbro was going to do the female Doc figure. You know, I think Doc's daughter that was introduced in, I forget if it was Devil's Due or IDW Comics, but I'd seen some rumors floating around, you know, because we knew Doc was coming because Hasbro had mentioned his name, but, you know, I didn't know if it was going to be the classic Doc or the female Doc. And so, of course, now we know, but so, and let's just use that as a segue. Because we got, of course, for those of you who don't know, today is technically G.I. Joe Day, and like everything has its own day now. Like if you'll notice that Batman has Batman Day, Star Wars has Star Wars Day, you know. But today is technically G.I. Joe Day. So here's a look at the classified Doc figure, which looks really nice.
Oh, you have a question about those WWE figures. They're from Mattel Creations. I just saw it in the chat. Blake Torpley.
I got to pop back. Where are those short WWE coming? Oh, yeah. Blake, those are Mattel Creation exclusives, which you can get now. So they just went up. Was it this week or last week? They just went up, right?
Yeah, today. They just blew through the news page with all the stuff that went up today.
Yeah, so you can get them from Mattel Creations, and they're sold as a set, I think.
There's also a ring that they're selling too.
Oh yeah, the ring. They didn't send me the ring, so I don't have that.
They are sold as a set, and I believe they are $50. Now I'm doing work while I'm sitting here.
Michael wants to know, how come anyone can call the power of Grayskull with the sword?
I don't know.
Was it ever established that only He-Man could do it? I mean, He-Man was the only one that ever tried to do it in the original cartoon, but I don't know if it was ever like only He-Man can call the power of Grayskull. So
in that new He-Man and the Masters of the Universe series, he gives it to all his friends to protect them.
In which series?
The kiddie show that was on, it got canceled.
What?
He-Man,
I don't remember it.
The Netflix He-Man and the Masters of the
Oh, you're right. The one where, yeah, with the female Ram Man. Yeah, I forgot. I actually like that show too, but
me too. I gotta get it on DVD eventually.
I don't know if I liked it that much, but I would have liked to have seen another season.
I'm sorry, it was $60 for that.
But anyway, getting back to G.I. Joe, because again, it is G.I. Joe Day, so Hasbro showed off renders for a bunch of figures. I think these were the renders that they didn't show us in their last live stream. Like you recall in the last live stream, they bypassed doing the whole render reveals.
Yeah, you said that was weird.
I think they were now that I think they probably held back on those so they could do them for G.I. Joe Day. So I like the stretcher. Looks like it can fold up. So yeah. I wonder if you can put that on his back. Because like I remember with the original toy, the stretcher, it just ended up in a drawer or something because it was always getting in the way. One thing I am disappointed in is he doesn't have his as a kid I always thought it was like some kind of mortar, which I always thought was weird that a doctor would have like a mortar. I guess what it really was a flare that he could send up. So like the rescue.
It wasn't a mortar?
What's that?
I thought it was a mortar too.
Yeah, I think it was a flare, essentially a flare type gun, which you can see here. They've actually given him just an actual flare gun. So I guess that's why we're not getting the mortar thing. But yeah, but as a kid, I always thought it was like a mortar. And I'm like, yeah, that's weird for a doctor to have.
I guess if it's really bad, he just blows you up.
I'm looking to see if, so the Super 7 one has it. So I guess I could always end up giving it to my classified figure if I decided to do so. But I guess a regular flare gun makes more sense, because why would you want to lug around a big giant like mortar sized flare gun?
Yeah.
But so I'll give that one.
Announced that figure.
What's up?
I was happy when they announced that figure.
Yeah. I hope the glasses do not come off. I can't tell in this image, but I do not like these figures that come with these glasses, like the Dreadnoks.
Yeah.
That are removable. These guys never took their glasses off in the cartoons and stuff, so I have no but like the Buzzer figure where the glasses, if you look at it wrong, fall off. I hate that. I
gave him the Valaverse Sergeant Slaughter glasses.
I mean, I've thought about. I haven't done it yet, but eventually I might just glue those things onto his face, because like they just fall off so easy. The Ripper ones don't fall off that easily, so those are at least stay on the face a little bit better. But the Buzzer ones are horrible. So it'll be curious to see if these are glass. I have a feeling these are going to be removable, but
I was hoping it was sculpted on the head, because I don't ever remember him taking his glasses off in the cartoon.
Wait, in the cartoon, he never did. I don't even know if in the comics he did. And they were kind of like sunglasses, like they had the green lenses. So
yeah,
I don't know if those were prescription glasses that he had, or if he just liked to wear sunglasses. So let's see. We had Torch. So Torch looks really good here.
Another guy with glasses.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure those are probably removable, but I'm loving, and I'm glad he comes with an actual blowtorch.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Then again, Buzzer comes with a chainsaw that is impossible for him.
I hate that. I hate why they did not give him his buzzsaw gun.
I don't know.
I mean, that's so iconic. Like, that they just gave him a regular chainsaw definitely was annoying to me on that one. Like, that figure would have, both those dreadnoughts would have made like my top 10 list if it wasn't for those like minor things like Buzzer having that stupid chainsaw instead of his chainsaw gun. But yeah, Ripper looks really good. I'll be interested to see what the back of his jacket looks like too.
No, Judge Dreads. Today was G.I. Joe Day, and every hour they revealed some new characters. That's what we're going through. Yes, there was a live stream today.
Oh yeah, no live stream, just these digital renders. And like I said, I think these were the renders they would have shown normally in the last live stream they did. What was that? December or January? I forget.
December? No, wait. Was there one in January?
No, I think it was December. Because I think the only live streams we got last month was the Star Wars.
Oh,
and then the
let's
Transformer.
not talk about that one.
Yeah, this Star Wars is so weak. Now this one's weird to me because they don't specifically say whether this is a 2-pack. It looks like it from the image that it's a 2-pack, but it's weird that like these were both kind of like deluxe figures with the original releases. It'd be kind of weird if they're doing them as a 2-pack. But Tiger Force, Tripwire, and Roadblock. And it's also like there was no mention of this being a Target exclusive. So
I can't see willing to pay $50-$60 for those two figures in that deco. Besides me,
I got the first wave of Target Tiger Force figures, but I have not actually been collecting all the Tiger Force stuff, so I probably will not get these. But it'll be curious whether this ends up going to Target or if Target. Yeah, I've been hearing stories that Target's been canceling a lot of exclusives, so
really?
I wouldn't be super surprised if this was originally intended to be Target exclusive and then ends up being released as like a Pulse exclusive or something. Especially if it is a 2-pack. Then we've got the Night Creeper. So another ninja. Which looks good. I like they give you the 2 head sculpts.
Where does he find purple camouflage pants?
I don't know, probably the same place he finds purple armored shirts and stuff.
It looks like an anatomy lesson on that armor.
And they'll do this guy in multiple colors, so this won't be the last time we get this guy.
There was a red one, right? And there was like a blue and green one too, wasn't there?
There's a blue one.
Yeah.
May have been a green one, I don't remember. And we got Jinx. Lieutenant Falcon will get his girlfriend.
Now he just needs a better face.
I like this face for Jinx looks pretty good. I think they did a good job.
But with Falcon's face, he's way out of his league.
Yeah. It is weird. Like I hadn't even really paid attention, but the fact that like in the cartoon and the movie and stuff, she had sleeves. But I think in the comic she did not have sleeves. So I think this is probably based more on the comic than cartoon.
When I first saw her, I thought she had very Jubilee vibes with that haircut.
Well, she did. I mean, like the character, in the face and stuff did look kind of like Jubilee.
Yep.
And then Nagahide.
I never heard of that. Night Creeper is a weird name.
So this is gonna be this is definitely gonna be a deluxe figure with a what is that? A warthog?
Warthog and a monkey.
And a monkey. A monkey with an eye patch.
That's the best kind of monkey. Pork belly and Yobo.
I don't like he didn't appear until the Dick series, so
I was today years old when I knew that they had names for those two characters.
What?
Yobo and Pork belly.
I did not know that either.
I told you the only thing I remember about him is he's the one that eats Serpentor when Cobra Commander turns him into a salamander.
And it looks like they've given him a low lights rifle and backpack, and all these except for the two animals. These all look like accessories that we've gotten with other figures.
It's great that they load them out with these accessories, but like Snowjob barely stands up.
Yeah. But I like it. I like it when you can put all the accessories on the figure. So yeah, sometimes it makes them top heavy, but I do like it that like with most of them you can store most of the accessories on the figure, because again, otherwise then they just go in a drawer and I lose them and never see them again.
I could live without the magazine racks coming out of the guns, because I know I'm going to drop those.
So this one's apparently started to ship from Amazon. This is the generic scuba diver for the 60th anniversary.
We'll call him Scuba Steve.
It's a cool looking figure. For me, I don't need generic soldiers. So
that's what I have another line for.
Well, I mean, this is action. This reeks of Action Force. Like this is something you would see in the Action Force line from Valor.
Definitely.
And like I said, it's a cool looking figure, but it's not one for me.
I went gung ho. Haha, nice pun there, right? When the line first came out, and I have like 20 Cobra Troopers, and now I'm like, why do I have these? One should have been enough.
The Vamp. I can't wait to get my hands on this one. So apparently,
you talked me out of canceling.
Well, it's sold. You don't want to cancel because it's sold out. I mean,
I haven't seen these pictures either, and this sold me on it.
Well, I remember when they did the whole unboxing video and stuff, and I remember like grabbing all the images from that. And I'm like, man, this thing's just so nicely detailed. So I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Probably back there next to the Hiss tank or something. But
I have above my computer here a battle between the Batmobile and the Hiss tank.
And Clutch looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot they gave him the helmet. Like, and whoever, I don't know who got this in hand, but apparently they still have a lot of VHS tapes.
I wasn't saying anything.
And then finally for G.I. Joe today, Super 7 with their repaint line. So you said this was wave 6?
Yeah. I thought it was 5, but I forgot that 5. You posted the news about 5 when I was away that week.
Oh, gotcha. I lose track.
I can't believe that they're 6 waves in and this is the 4th Baroness.
Yeah, well, these are straight up repaints, basically.
Well,
they're based on the Dick series.
I hope JayC comes out a lot better than Wave 2.
When they tease this wave and they showed I totally had forgotten about this skull thing. So I went, when you told me it was from Operation Dragonfly, I was like, I don't remember that. And then I went back and watched it on YouTube, and it was like, so apparently Baroness does some type of chant wearing this mask and to bring Cobra Commander back to human form. So it's kind of weird. I like this gun, but
it's a nice looking Baroness, but I just want a plain black Baroness.
And Cobra Commander, this comes with Cobra Commander too. So
I was waiting for you to point that out to me.
I think this is the first time we've gotten this version of Cobra Commander, and
you could sit that next to a Roadblock. I was once a man.
Well, if Super 7's smart, they will have made this figure with some type of kind of soft plastic so that you can put this around like Roadblock or something. Lady J.
I call that St. Patrick's Day, Lady J.
Oh, and Super 7 trying to get you to order directly from them with this weapons pack.
That's not going to do it. If it had a head pack in it that had a new Flint head and a new Lady J head, I'd buy it.
Well, I can see what they're trying to do here. I don't know if you remember, but like back during the original line, Hasbro would do weapons packs.
Yeah.
And it was all these off color. It was all the weapons that they had already done, but they did them in these strange colors and stuff. So I think that's what they're going for here. And then Scarlet.
I don't like the colors on that one. I know it's accurate, but I just don't like it.
Well, the colors in that Dick series were just horrible all around. So.
She got like banana yellow on her there.
And I know you're disappointed that they didn't give us the armored Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
I think Hasbro will give us that figure before Super 7 does.
I think that'll be an exclusive if they did do it.
I could even see that being like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So let me finish opening up my...
I totally forgot you were doing that.
Well, we got sidetracked.
I'm good at that.
Michael, is there a new G.I. Joe cartoon to work? Nothing. I don't think so. I mean, you always hear these rumors that pop up here and there about like something. I mean, I'm sure if Hasbro could find a way to get a cartoon out, they would, but definitely nothing in the immediate future. So here we got Cobra Soldier. I don't know why he has an M16. It's probably not an M16, but something similar to that. But I don't remember Cobra Soldiers ever having weapons like
that. Being you have them in hand, are they painted like the Series 1?
I gotta open. Let me get them out of their outer boxes, and then I'll open up one and see.
That was my biggest thing I hated about Series 2, that they went with that non-painted plastic.
Here's the first Scarlet. So we saw the repaint that's up for pre-order now, but this is the regular Scarlet.
That one looks great.
Again, if Hasbro wasn't doing that retro carded one, this would be but it's like Hasbro, it's like Super 7 and Hasbro are racing to do all the same figures. All right, so let's open
There you go, Jay. Motherboard is watching.
So you said you like that figure, huh?
I do. The only thing I don't like is as soon as you open the wings, these parts here, they just fall right off.
Well, like, is that the only pose you can put her in?
No, it's just that I have her standing on the stand. Like she's a little top heavy.
Yeah, so, I can imagine. Do those wings come off, or?
Yeah, if you pop the head off, you can take them right off. Actually, you don't even have to pop the head off. You can just. I don't know if I can get it. There we go. There you go. Now you got sexy waiting for Hordak on a date.
Like I debated on getting that one. Like I'd gotten the super muscular Evelyn figure from.
Hey, we call that Heelin.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jay! Now I can't get it back on. There we go. But her wings go all the way out.
So I don't know. Maybe this is a mortar gun, because it looks like Super 7 not only has given us the mortar, but also this big giant missile to go into it. So
it's for Doc's mortar.
So maybe it's not a flare. Maybe it is a mortar.
Yeah, she was called Godlin. I just call her Heelin. It's a joke between me and Jay.
That's what I called her when we first saw her.
Yep. As soon as you saw her, you're like, I want a figure of Healing.
So, Doc's glasses with this figure do not appear to be removable. And I guess neither is the helmet, so they give you an alternate head, but the helmet on this one, I guess, is not removable. So.
For the love of God, Jay, be careful when you pop the heads on and off.
All the head sculpts have glasses. So.
I love my Super 7s, but they're about as brittle as NECA.
I have not, like, the only Super 7 figures I have Wave 1 of these, and I have the Thundercats. But I have not really had breakage issues with the Super 7 figures. I mean, again, with my G.I. Joe figures, the ankles,
Jay,
really loose.
Michael Gutierrez wants to know how long we've known each other. What is it, like a little over 2 years now?
Yeah. We've never met in person, so we've always just...
I think the first time we saw each other was when we were testing your live stream out.
Yeah.
I have my Super 7s. I've only had bad luck with the Power Ranger ones.
So here, I'm gonna
go to your review station.
We gotta clear it off now. I got all... All right, so what was your first question about the paint apps?
Is it painted like the first series, or did they use the molded plastic, but Doc wouldn't be the best person to look at? It would be like Scarlet or...
The skin tone's okay, but I will tell you that hair on his shirt, I don't know, it's kind of weird. You can almost see like a darker color showing through the brown plastic.
Doesn't come off on camera.
I mean, it's not horrible, but like there's a little bit of darker tone here, like right under his armpit.
Maybe they molded the chest in the same color as his skin and then painted over it.
I will tell you, though, again, like with my Wave 1 figures, the joints, like his leg joint, right out of the package is pretty loose. Now, the ankles don't feel loose on these, so...
Yeah, Duke's is the worst.
On this, the leg joints up here definitely feel kind of loose.
Duke's is the worst. Does the ab joint actually work?
So he can crunch down about that much.
So he can look sad.
He can look up that much.
That's better than Duke.
He's got a little bit of a waist swivel. Well, I mean, you can swivel it all the way, but it's kind of funny.
I did that on my Yellow Ranger, and she snapped in half.
So right off the bat, my biggest complaint is just with the loose joints. Otherwise, it's not too bad. I think I am probably going to like the classified one better, though. But all right, let's let me go to Scarlet. I don't know where I put it. open up Scarlet.
I agree with you, though. I would have went all in on those if Classified didn't exist.
Oh, yeah. And when I pre-ordered Wave 1 of these, Classified had not quite moved into high gear. But then Hasbro started doing more classic looks and everything. And
that's how I wanted so many Action Force figures, because G.I. Joe Classified only had like 8 figures.
I don't know. I know the Super 7 ones just look more plasticky to me than the Hasbro ones. So I don't know if that.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Like, to me, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but to me, this looks more like a toy. It looks more like an action figure. The paint applications are fairly basic. Now, my Scarlet is a bit cross-eyed with the regular head that's attached.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I don't know if you can see that, but it looks...
I can't see anything at the moment.
Oh, my camera froze? Oh, shoot.
I thought you were still unpacking her.
Oh, no. Well, my camera froze. So. Let me see if I can get it to... I don't know why I always have problems with this camera on live streams. It has a tendency to freeze up.
Yeah, Action Force did fix the stiff plastic after Series 2. Mr. DJ 5000.
All right, so...
Oh, she's got the Shawn Michaels eye.
In this pigtail, it feels like...
Is it removable?
Is it? I don't know. It feels like it's about to break off.
Oh, well, don't try it.
I don't think it's supposed to... But it feels like it's just hanging on by a thread.
The plastic looks like Series 1 that they painted the faces instead of doing that flesh tone plastic that looks see-through.
Yeah, the flesh tone's not bad, but I don't like the eyes on this face. You get two other heads.
Does she have a smiling head?
No. Well,
I don't mean to ask you 50 questions, but
that's all right. So we got...
All right, she has a kind of smiling head.
Yeah. This one, I guess, is smiling. But again, the eyes to me don't look that great.
That one's better than the other one.
And then she's got
that
one
got
with
the best eyes.
The communication gear. Now, the pigtails are... Like this one, I think, is about to break off.
I hope not. For $55, I don't want you to have it broken.
Like, I'm almost afraid to pop the head off because I'm afraid that pigtail's...
Careful.
I may have... Like, I can't get these heads to pop back on. I may have to get a hairdryer and heat these up because they don't...
Yeah, I use my Keurig.
So I can't...
That's why I broke so many Ninja Turtle figures doing that.
So I gotta be honest, for the cost of these, I'm not overly impressed. So, I mean, they're not horrible, but if these were $20 figures, even 30, I'd be more like. But I just feel like
Yeah, you shouldn't have to heat things up to get them on.
Well, that doesn't bother me too much. I mean, I can't get to my hairdryer right now on camera, but that doesn't bother me too much. But I mean, just things like the plasticky look of them and the eye. I don't like these eyes. I mean, you're right. This head sculpt's got the best eyes out of the three, but I don't know. And the joints aren't as loose. So at least like the joints on this one are not loose.
Yeah, that would be a bummer with those high heels.
So that's at least good. She does not have an ab crunch though. She's got
like the Power Rangers where it just swivels and goes side to side.
Yeah. And you don't get like double hinged elbows with these.
Like I said, if Classified didn't exist, I'd probably own all those, but...
Oh, I agree. I mean, if Classified didn't exist, then, I'd probably be more inclined to collect all of these, but Classified does exist. And
I do like Cobra Commander and Destro, though. They're probably my favorite ones out of the ones they've made.
The Cobra, the Cobra Commander wasn't bad. I don't have Destro. I might, again... I could see myself picking that one up, but I don't know. Like I said, I feel like for the money, we should get something a little better.
You know what I feel about those? The same way I feel about the Origins cartoon figures. They're just plain.
Yeah, but the Origin cartoon figures were like $12 to $15.
Yeah, but
I mean,
when you get a Beast Man that just falls apart at his waist.
Well, it's supposed to. You're supposed to mix and match the parts and stuff.
I don't know. I got these two, and I tried to give Origins a try, and I don't see the magic in them. I mean,
I like the Origins line, but it just got to the point where...
He-Man looks cool.
Well, those are the new animated ones, right?
Yeah, I got Beastman and He-Man. And
see, looking at those, I like the regular Beastman and He-Man. I don't know, those colors.
I didn't even have to open mine. They were off the cards in the box.
I know people go gaga over the animated looks, but I kind of like the original Origin ones of those guys.
I don't like the color of Beastman. He just does not look orange enough.
His orange looks too light. I will say, at least from the images I saw, I do like the Trapjaw one, but
Tila looks alright.
Yeah, but I ran out of shelf space, and I like Masterverse better, so I ended up throwing my Origins in a bin and dedicating the shelf space to Masterverse. So
I don't know what I'm going to do with these two. I don't think they're going to even get a shelf space.
Did you collect those WWE Masters of the Universe figures?
I have Bray Wyatt, Mick Foley, and the NWO. That's it.
I like those. I thought those were cool.
I spent a small fortune to get both Bray Wyatts and Hollywood Hogan. I don't know if you got this one, did you?
No.
She's pretty cool.
I like it, but I only have one Tila on my shelf. So
And I know you're a big fan of this figure.
Which one?
This one?
It certainly looks good for the how he appeared in the cartoon. I just don't like that. I prefer my classic.
Is so light, I could probably throw it to your house from South Carolina to where you live.
See, this is my go-to Tila on my shelf. So
I have that one.
Yeah, so the classic
Yeah.
look is.
Did I show you the new Eternia Trapjaw?
Oh, you got that one?
Yeah.
See, I was happy with the deluxe Trapjaw that they did, so I didn't really see a need to get that one.
If you want a classic Trapjaw, this is the figure everybody should get.
But I mean,
he comes with he's got the weapons. He doesn't have like that stylized head. I like that Skeletor too.
Yeah, I mean, this to me is pretty class. I mean, I get what you're saying with the head, but
and he doesn't have the "what's up" tongue that everybody calls it.
Yeah. Let's see, you can hide that.
You can take this jaw off of him. I'm not going to do it because it's a pain, and I have big fingers. And you can put this jaw.
Oh, he's got two jaws.
Yeah. And then I hated the new Eternia Man at Arms, so I just turned it into another Revelation. Man Duncan.
Well, like I have the Revolution Man at Arms, and then I have that Target exclusive, or I guess
Hobo
the deluxe. Yeah.
But I used extra parts they gave you from that one and put it on the new Eternia Man at Arms just so I could have all three of his looks.
Did you get the new Eternia Triclops too?
No, I'll wait for that. That's a clearance. If I don't see it on clearance, I won't get it.
I passed on out of all the ones you've shown us.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanex's the only one that I'm that interested in getting.
What else do I have here? Oh. This figure is a lot better than everybody gives it credit for. The Meg Foster Evil Lynn.
Well, see, I think that one looks good, and the Skeletor looked pretty good, but the He-Man was awful, and I'm going
to put them with my Super 7 ones. Those look a lot better than.
If someday somebody gives us an actual real Dolph Lundgren He-Man, then I might be prone to get some of those movie figures. But until we get that, I just don't see the point. And
Orko is MIA. I don't know where I put him, but here's Traffic Cone, Blow Mold Gwildor.
Yeah, I like the figure, but the paint-apps on that one, I don't know.
And he's not really a figure. He's just like a traffic cone.
Yeah.
But that's all my He-Man stuff I opened the other day.
I have none. Here you go. Here's the Orko. And I like this magic effect stand that they gave with Orko.
Yeah,
that's probably the coolest thing about this figure is that.
I do like with this Trapjaw though, his arm is on like a ball joint, so you can actually get it to move around.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more I'm looking at that Trapjaw, the more you might be convincing me I need to pick it up.
I didn't want it. And then I figured I was buying the other three. So I'm trying to figure out how to get the jar off again. I did it once. I don't want to break it. Oh, there we go.
I put 3M says he put the unhelmeted Viking He-Man head on the movie He-Man body.
I almost bought the ramen toys Dolph Lundgren, but it still didn't look Dolph Lundgren-y enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make an unlicensed head sculpt, make it look actually like Dolph Lundgren. That was definitely. I mean, I will give him credit. It looked better than the Mattel one, but it still, to me, didn't really look like Dolph Lundgren.
And Trapjaw with the other jaw.
So I didn't like the Revolution or the Revelation Skeletor because I thought he was too small looking next to all the other figures. So I ended up going with the new Eternia Skeletor with the classic head on.
Ugh. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. They need to make this one in purple.
That's the Horde one?
Yeah.
The best thing I like about that figure is the Havoc staff.
But they need to make this one in purple because this one looks the most like Revelations.
Like I have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack that they did, but I don't want to open it. So I was like, yeah.
I missed out on that because basically it was my own fault. I debated and then it was gone.
Yeah, I mean they look nice, but I have not been able to get myself to open those because, like, I was hoping they were going to do that Skeletor as a single release like they did with He-Man, but
I don't know why they didn't.
Jordan says new Battle Armor He-Man is great body to use with custom King Grayskull. Just add other Grayskull braids, melt them with head, and repaint. It looks great.
Now I just have to learn how to paint.
Judge says, only thing I want from Gwildor Orko pack is the effect piece. Not sure I want. Yeah, I mean I like this Orko figure, but yeah, definitely the Imagine.
Bad.
What's that?
Sickly Orko wasn't bad.
Yeah. Well, so I have this on the top of my shelf up near my Castle Grayskull, and then I have the regular Orko in with the other figures.
We need the Orko in between from the past, where he's not like sickly and in the original Orko outfit.
Yeah, I will say one of the things I did like the whole robot Orko concept in that kid series, the Masters of the Universe kid series. I like
and
that.
they had regular Orko in that series too.
Yeah,
I like that series a lot.
Jordan says new Eternia He-Man's a must-have.
Trapjaw.
Or Trapjaw, yeah.
I agree, only because this is probably like the most badass Trapjaw I've seen in a long time.
See, I have the classics. Like, I don't have a ton of classics figures, but I do have the classics Trapjaw figure. Like, Trapjaw is my favorite bad guy.
So. Oh, me too. And Beastman.
I'm not that big of a Beastman fan, but I always like I think Trapjaw and then Triclops was my second favorite.
I just like that it took 3 new He-Man shows to finally get Hordak to be able to show up.
And I want I don't want Hordak in that the outfit he was wearing when he first showed up in Revolution, but that battle armor that he put on to fight Skeletor. That I definitely want a figure of.
I just want a Hordak where his arm doesn't fall off.
I mean, yeah, the deluxe one. I mean, that's a good figure, and your arm apparently falls off worse than mine. But
yeah, I remember when Dan did his release, and his does the same thing. His review does the same thing as mine. It just falls off.
Yeah, I mean, mine doesn't fall off. Really,
if I do that, I'll have an arm in my hand.
Like if I do it all the way up, then even now. But sometimes when I do it all the way up, it will pop out, but not really.
My least favorite figure that we got was Whiplash.
Oh, you didn't like the Whiplash?
No,
I think he's too big.
You ruined it when you said he looks like an orc from Warcraft.
I think he's a little too big. I mean, I know he's supposed to be a bigger guy, but when you have him up next to the other figures, I think he does come off a little too big.
Another figure I missed out on was New Adventures He-Man with the ponytail, the Target exclusive.
Yeah, I got that. I got the He-Man.
See, I have Skeletor, but I don't have He-Man.
Oh, see, I didn't get Skeletor.
He was 9. See, I didn't get that one.
I got the slush head one too.
They canceled my order, like Target usually does, and then I never saw it online.
And honestly, I don't know why I got this because I know nothing about. I've never watched an episode of New Adventures of He-Man, but I don't know. It's weird, but I kind of dig it.
I know.
I did not like the scale. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting. I was like, I'm not gonna. I got the He-Man, and I was like, I'm not getting any more new adventures. But then I was like, the slush face was just kind of cool looking, so I ended up getting that.
Actually, the Skeletor is not that bad. I got it for, what was it, $8?
So I don't like that head sculpt though. I mean, it's accurate. I get that. Yeah, I'm not faulting the figure. I just don't like the design of that Skeletor.
I hated the voice he had in the cartoon.
Jordan wants if they don't do a Rio Blast for Masterverse, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, hopefully they keep continuing the line because it seems to sell well.
Judd says classic Whiplash is a cool figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, slush head. But if they do any, like, I don't even know who else. What other characters were in New Adventures He-Man? I don't even know.
I have a whole bunch of them, and I can't even remember their names. If I'm
got a super chat donation. Thank you, Taylor. Much appreciated. Thanks for all the amazing content over the years. Hey, thanks for being a viewer, and thanks for checking out the sites. Kel says, if you take the classics helmeted New Adventures He-Man and put it on the body of the newer version, you have the ultimate New Adventures He-Man. I don't have the classics one, so
I do.
But you don't have the new one, so
no. Optic. I have Optic and classics.
Lord Flog.
I have him too. Who's the guy with the silver wings? I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, I don't need.
He's hanging off the side of my Grayskull. I can see him.
I can't help you there. Maybe Kel can help you because I know nothing about New Adventures He-Man. I don't even remember when that came on.
It was on USA. That's all I remember.
I vaguely remember seeing the toys on toy shelves just sitting there, but I don't. Other than that, I don't remember much about it.
Flip Shot. That's the guy.
Flip Shot?
Yeah.
So why?
Icarus. That's what it's called in classics.
Why was there He-Man and Skeletor, but all the other characters were completely different?
Maybe they killed them.
Like, because it is supposed to be the same He-Man, right? It's not like... It's like He-Man went out into space or something. Isn't that the whole concept behind it?
Yeah, I think he left everybody on Eternia, if I'm not mistaken. He was supposed to return.
Did he ever, did he start, in the first episode in his classic look and then, change clothes to go out into space? Or?
I believe he's in that outfit in the first episode. I've only seen that series once, and I don't think I've ever seen it all the way to the end. There we go. Only He-Man and Skeletor went to the future.
Oh, it's the future, so not just space, but they went into the future.
Kel Naris knows his stuff.
I thought it was funny when I was listening to that Kevin Smith podcast, and the guy talking to him was I guess was hoping that they were going to do a new He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special.
Oh my god! I have a shirt that says "I like to be evil."
I have that. I have that on DVD. So
do I. I think everybody should have that on DVD. That and Pac-Man's Christmas.
I've never seen that.
What? You have to watch.
There was such a thing.
Pac-Man.
Was that from the original cartoon, or is that
yes,
something?
From the 80s? It was a Pac-Man show.
I know there was a show. I just don't remember the.
And he has a dog in it called Chomp Chomp.
Was it just one episode in the series, or was it a special?
No, there was a Christmas special, and then there was a whole 13, maybe even 26 episode season. I know I have them on my shelf because I watch them once in a while.
Well, I remember the cartoon, and he would always eat the ghosts.
Mm-hmm. And the
And
guy
then,
that Thing's
and they
voice.
brought his whole, and they brought his he was like he had his whole family in it, if I remember correctly,
Yep.
right? Miss Pac-Man, and then Pac-Man Jr. or whatever.
And then Santa Claus crashes, loses all the presents, so he helps him find them, but the ghosts bite him. So Pac-Man has no powers. You have to watch it.
I'll have to Google that or something, see if it's on YouTube.
I think it's called Pac-Land Christmas.
Like I said, I think they made cartoons of practically anything and everything in the 80s.
If The Walking Dead was on in the 80s, there would have been a cartoon about it.
Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't make like a cartoon series out of like the Bruce Campbell.
Oh, wow. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was just thinking we probably should wrap it up here. I think all right, so we're at the end, so let's talk a few more spoilers about Revolution. So if you haven't seen it, this is the time for you to sign off. But so what was your favorite part of Revolution?
My favorite part? The telling of Keldor and Hordak's past.
Oh, Michael says it was
Christmas comes to Pac-Land. There you go. Yeah, the whole Keldor and Hordak dynamic was my favorite part of that.
Well, just having Mark Hamill and William Shatner like face off inside Skeletor's head was an interesting dynamic to me because
I did like every Star Trek voice on that show was a bad guy.
What's that?
Every Star Trek actor that was on the show was a bad guy.
No, they weren't.
It was Keldor,
William Shatner, so that was the only bad guy because
Granomir.
Well, he wasn't really a bad guy, was
he? He was a dick for most of the show. And Motherboard was Beverly Crusher.
No, Motherboard. No, Gates McFadden was Queen. Yeah, it was the Queen.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the other guy, who he wasn't a regular Star Trek actor, but he like appeared in like almost every series. I forget his name now, but he voiced Zodak.
Did he?
Yeah. Like if you ever watch Deep Space Nine?
Only when The Rock was on it.
Only, yeah, that was Voyager, not Deep Space Nine. That was like The Rock's. That was The Rock's first
acting job.
That was his first acting job.
Wasn't there another wrestler on Deep Space Nine?
Big Show was on.
Yeah.
Not Deep Space Nine, but Big Show was on Enterprise. I don't think any wrestlers ever appeared on Deep Space Nine.
What was your favorite part of Revolution?
Michael, yeah, Jeffrey Combs was the name of the actor. So yeah, he was Zodak. For me, I thought the opening was pretty cool. Like, I like the concept that essentially Scareglow is like kind of like the devil of Eternia, right? Like
it's like Memphis.
Yeah, he rules hell basically. Which
The Rock is a terrible actor. Sorry.
I don't think he's terrible. But he plays the same role in every. No matter what he does, it's like the same. Like he doesn't know how to diversify. He seems like a nice guy. I mean, Jeffrey Combs he's voiced aliens in Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, Voyager.
It's over, Jay. He finally fell.
Oh, finally.
5.5 weeks.
That was a Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
In the Galactus.
And he's been doing like the Running Man pose for 5 weeks.
He's been like standing like that on his surfboard.
That thing sucks. I'm sorry. That surfboard.
Yeah. Well, he never stays on it very well.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you were talking, and I just saw him take a dive out of the sky.
But anyway, my favorite part of Revolution probably was the opening, and I liked how it ended. I like so. I've never read the comics with Adora in it, or not Adora, but Despera, who of course is Adora. But
The best part of that DC comic run is the Eternia War.
And what exactly happened in that?
That's where Despera comes back to become She-Ra, and they fight with Hordak and the Snake Men, and everybody's in it.
So, is because I saw, I don't even know where I saw this, but somebody was saying like Despera was like everything we saw in the original He-Man cartoon happened, and Adora became She-Ra, but then she got kidnapped again or something and was brainwashed.
Instead of being I forget how it was in the 80s, because like I said, I really didn't watch a lot of that, but he made her like a killing machine in the DC comics.
Well, in the cartoon, the original Filmation cartoon, she was like the captain of the guard, but she didn't wear the mask.
That's how she was in the comic, but she would slit your throat in a second.
But in the comic, had Despera ever been She-Ra?
No.
Oh, okay.
She had no idea about it.
So they basically just changed the origin a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't like the comic at first, and I stopped getting it. But then when the omnibus came out and it was on Amazon for like $50, I picked it up. And I couldn't stop reading it. I read it for a week straight.
I thought, what the scene you were saying, your favorite scene with Hordak, the flashback with Hordak, and I like how they incorporated things like the Horde, the Horde playset, the original Horde playset.
Yep, Fright Zone.
Yeah, I like how they incorporated that.
I did like how Motherboard transformed Castle Grayskull into an amalgamation of the movie Castle Grayskull too, with the eyes.
Yeah, that was nice. And I liked I liked how they explained the battle armor. I thought that was a good explanation. Whereas in the original cartoon, I think he just one day was wearing it for no real reason.
The only thing I wish it was it had a little more. I understand why it didn't, but
yeah,
it could have used a little more.
I mean, I agree that it would have been nice if they could have flushed it out a little bit more, but still, I think they did a pretty good job with it.
And I did not like how Orko just mopped the floor with the Horde.
Yeah, well, that was, again, to me, was like another rush scene. I feel like that could have been flushed out a little bit more. I loved the Rock Lord part, when episode 3 opens up, and I thought that was a great incorporation of the Rock Lords, because they never really got much time in anything else. I always just remember the song, Rock Lords powerful live and rocks, Rock Lords. That's the only thing I ever remember about the Rock Lords.
But I didn't even remember that.
I think that was in the commercial for the toy commercial for them.
Oh, I remember all the commercials, but I never remember the songs.
Yeah, so I hope we get a Stone Dar figure.
Yeah,
in Masterverse. That would be sweet. He was killed because we saw him at the end in the Eternia Afterlife.
You know what I laughed about? Who was on Preternia? Roboto.
Oh yeah, Roboto. Yeah, but he had a soul. He kind of had a soul, right? So I guess it made sense.
I was like, why is Roboto there? They could just rebuild them.
Well, they probably will.
He had the saddest scene in Revelations.
Yeah. And Mossman got killed too easily, I thought.
Yeah, and he had isn't that the voice of Alan Oppenheimer?
Yeah, the original Skeletor. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have any speaking parts in this one.
Like I said, the thing that the person that I felt was missing the most was Beastman. Like, wouldn't he have stayed with Evil Lynn the way he seemed to love her?
I don't know, because I mean, she was sent off to Trala, so I don't think he could have followed her there.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Where was he though?
Maybe, I don't know. I guess off wherever Beastman lives.
He did horrible things to them for years, and they're just like, "All right, go. You're on your way."
I mean, maybe he's in jail. Maybe they put him in an attorney in jail.
I don't know, but I was just like, I kept waiting for him to show up, and all we got was Too Bad.
Yeah. Well, we saw Trap John Triclops, but they had no speaking roles.
Yeah, and Too Bad they didn't even tell us how he became Too Bad again.
Oh, and we had They showed us Whiplash too, because
well, we know Black wasn't going to show up. I was putting He-Man back.
But yeah, so and they got a little raunchy, like Evil Lynn saying how, like, when she was goading Tila, she was like, I get a rise out of He-Man's loincloth.
Yeah, and Skeletor calls Hordak a prick.
Yeah.
I had to pause it and rewind it. I'm like, did he just call him a prick?
So that was fun. I love, like, and it was a nice nod to the cartoon Hordak when, like, he turned, like, his bottom half turned into a rocket. Because that was always silly looking in the original cartoon when he would turn into a rocket ship.
As I got older, I always thought he looked like a big sex toy. I agree. What happened to Clawful, Spike-Or, Goatman, Pig Boy? And
I think we saw Spike-Or, like, he was in.
He's fighting He-Man when he's fighting He-Man when he's in the battle armor.
Yeah, him and Whiplash we saw, but I don't know what happened.
Blade was in the.
Yeah, those other guys, I don't know.
I still say they had more planned, but they had to cut it out.
And, like, are they back to normal now, or, like, yeah, we don't know what happened to them after, like, at the end. Like, did they get cured, or are they still cyborg? Whatever.
I mean, they cured Skeletor completely.
Yeah. he's Keldor once again,
and he was naked in the cell.
I think he had a loincloth.
Now, does that mean that Mark Hamill's never coming back if they do another season? Like, is it going to be William Shatner?
I don't know. Well, so here's the thing. So, like, going back to that Kevin Smith interview. So originally I was hoping that they had already filmed it, even if it was its own thing, like another 5 episodes, so that maybe we would get more at the end of the year. But it sounds like that's not the case, that they just did the 5 episodes, and now like, they're not even going to start working on another season until they get the green light. So, and they said it takes 2 years to essentially, from start to finish, to get a season of He-Man done. So conceivably we might not get another season for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. But I definitely don't think we're going to get anything more this year. So even if we do get the green light for another season, at earliest, it's probably not going to be until 2025 that we get the episode. So my question is, I hope this isn't the case, but, William Shatner is over 90 years old. So, he's doesn't have a lot of years left. So, what happens if, something, if he passes away before they start filming another season? Are they going to recast him, or?
Yeah, it's not like they do with James Earl Jones, where they got his permission to do the AI version of his voice for Darth Vader.
Well, I doubt they have enough material to do that, even if.
I don't know.
I will tell you, like, you had said to me off camera before about how, like, why didn't Mark Hamill voice Keldor? And I will tell you, not only because I think they were trying to, mislead us a little bit on who Keldor was, but I also think if it was Mark Hamill talking to Mark Hamill in those scenes, it would not have come off as well. So I think that was another reason why they had two different actors voicing the characters.
I guess. I mean, if anybody's going to pull it off, it'd be Mark Hamill.
Yeah. I like Mark Hamill, but every time I hear him voice Skeletor, I just hear the Joker.
Well, it was the same thing when he did the Hobgoblin in the Spider-Man.
Exactly. I mean, it's a great voice, but he doesn't diversify it very much, so it always sounds like the same character. I mean, you know, and it was iconic as the Joker, but
Ugh.
all right, well, it's 9:00, so I think we will call it a day.
I told you I can talk and talk and talk and talk.
Yeah. I don't know how many people we have still. How many people have stuck through the whole thing? But anyone that is still here, thank you for listening to us ramble. Hopefully, you guys like. You know, I brought Rich on here because I always feel like just me talking to myself. I mean, I know you guys out there watching, I read your comments and stuff, but I thought maybe it'd be more interesting if like two of us were like talking. So, let me know what you guys think. Do you like having two of us on here or what?
I'll do it again once in a while. I have no problem with it.
The 3M says, I knew Keldor and Skeletor were one and the same, and even when the voice skips in regular show, he sounded like the Joker.
He's right.
Well, I mean, I think we all knew Keldor and Skeletor are the same person, but being this is kind of its own show, it's possible they could have done something out of left field and made Keldor a separate person, or like a alternate timeline version of Skeletor or something. That's kind of almost what I was expecting at first, was like this was a Keldor from a different timeline who had somehow come, and like he was going to end up, I knew he was going to end up screwing over Adam and everything, but I wasn't sure that he was, the actual Skeletor that we knew in the series. So there was some question of that until, that was it, episode 3 or at the end of episode 3 when they revealed, that they were one and the same. But
yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, so thanks everybody who came in tonight. Always appreciated. I will have a new, with all the news that came out today, because it wasn't just G.I. Joe. We got the new DC superpower reveals, and who knows what else? Oh,
Mezco Toy Fair.
What's up?
Mezco Toy Fair at the end of the month.
Yeah. Well, technically it's news, but they didn't show anything today. But we got like the X-Men wave went up for pre-order, things like that.
Moss Man from Turtles of Grayskull.
Oh yeah. So definitely look for a news video tomorrow. I will be light on videos next week probably because I'm going to go see my dad. So maybe I'll do a video from my hotel room or something if there's enough news to warrant it. But I may if I get a chance, I may do like an updated room tour video. I did one last year, but I've made a lot of changes back there, so I may do an updated video for next week if I can get it filmed before I go see my dad. But anyway, thanks for everyone who watched tonight. Thank you, ToyNewman, for coming in tonight. And
thanks for having me. I'll come back again, though. No problem.
And I don't know. Do you want to plug in? Like I mentioned at the beginning, you do artwork and stuff, do sketch cards. If you want to plug something.
Oh, they can check out my website, richmolinelli.com. Find me on Facebook at Rich Molinelli Art. Instagram is Rich Molinelli. I post a lot of weird things like ToyNewman videos with the new Mandalorian. Haha, get it? New Mandalorian. I just try to have fun. I'll have some new stuff coming out from Topps later on in March. But
nice.
Yep, anybody can find me on all that stuff.
All right, well, guys, thanks for hanging in there, and until next time, we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,